Again, actually, I have already encountered our first speaker nga sa isang webinar. It was during the unique webinar that we watched for our NSTP course, where he discussed about Christianity within the country, along with the challenges that occur within religions. So the broad theme of our speaker's work is religious change with respect to youth, politics, and development. He finished his PhD in sociology in 2011 at the National University of Singapore and was postdoctoral fellow at the Max Planck Institute for the study of religion and ethnic diversity. So for sure, we will all be learning a lot from him today as he discusses the issues and challenges of the Filipino youth. So without further ado, let's welcome our first speaker, Director of Developmental Studies, Program of Ateneo de Manila University, Dr. Jayeel Cornelio. Let's all give him a warm round of virtual applause, please.
Hello, magandang umaga Mario and juries. Good morning sa inyong dalawa.
Good morning, sir.
Ayos. Yes, all right. Good morning everyone at good morning sa lahat. Magandang umaga sa lahat ng ating mga kabataan dito sa Quirino Youth Initiative. I know that this morning is packed, no Marion? Marami tayo mga sessions ngayon, and I know that Doc RJ is next in line. So I just want you to siguro consider the next 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, to be a journey that will make us realize certain things about young people. I'd like to share my PowerPoint, if I may, folks. Marion, juries, can you help me with that? Activating it.
Yes, for sure, sir.
So in the next 30 minutes, naatasan ako ng mga organizers to talk about the issues and challenges of young people sa panahon ngayon. Now, what I want to do is to focus our conversation, to focus on the elections and the Filipino youth. No? Nabanggit kanina ni Mario na ako ay isang sociologist at bilang isang sociologist, interested ako sa kalagayan ng ating lipunan. And para sa mga sociologists, mga social scientists like myself, we are very much concerned, no? Kung paano nagbabago ang isang lipunan, lalo na sa experiences ng mga kabataan. And in the next couple of minutes, in the next 30 minutes, tapos hopefully meron tayong open forum, in the next 30 minutes, I will be sharing with you, ano ang situation ng mga kabataan ngayon when it comes to politics, when it comes to the elections. Sige nga, before I move on, sino sa inyo naniniwala that the youth can make a difference in 2022? I want to see your comments. I want to see your sa chat. Do you believe that you can make a difference? Sabihin nyo lang kung yes, no, maybe, I'm not sure. Sabi ni Maggie, yes, no, resounding yes. Just share with me, yes po. Gia, hard yes. Juris is 100%. Okay. Shekinah, a big yes. Yes, wala bang magno-no? Walang magno-no? Walang maybe? Walang, I'm not sure. Can be. Okay. Si Mona Cherry, Libuton. Yeah. And sige, so it looks like many of you are very positive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, bear with me, I'm going to unpack that and I'm going to challenge some of this idealism. Justin Joey, yes, okay, so here we go. Elections and the Filipino youth. I think many other people will agree with you. Halimbawa, tingnan niyo to sinabi ni spokesperson James Jimenez ng COMELEC. Sabi niya, in one of his, in an open letter to the youth, sabi niya, I challenge you and your generation to lead the way forward so that the rest of us may follow. I have no doubt that you are up to the task. You have to be. An entire nation is depending on you. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang kayo ang naniniwala that you can make a difference in 2022, but even adults like spokesperson James Jimenez will say na actually you can't just be idealistic. You have no choice but to take up the task, and make a difference in 2022. Okay, so nagsasabi na ganyan. May magsasabi rin naman ng mga kabataan, sabi JV Gamboa with the millennial vote, yes. All right. Sige, JV, hold your horses kasi meron ako mga ipapakitang statistical data sa inyo later on. Titingnan natin kung, yeah, can we really make a difference? Kasama pa rin ako sa millennial, no? Can we really make a difference? Let's see, no? Let's see. Now, if sasabihin ng ibang mga kabataan, they would agree with James Jimenez. Look at this statement. As youths, which make up a substantial proportion of the voting, it's on your screen right now, substantial proportion of the voting population, we have a huge role to play in the upcoming election, and that is to vote for comprehensive and competitive leaders. So feeling ko, marami sa inyo would agree with this statement. Sino ang nagsabi nito? Si Jayeel Roperos, who is the president of the National Union of Students in the Philippines. At alam ko na ang aking kaibigan dito, mga kaibigan dito sa ating chat, will agree, no? Pati si Doc RJ definitely, no? From his advocacies and given his work, no, on the ground. So you will agree that 2022 you will make a difference. The youth will save us. That's the resounding claim. That's the resounding claim, ladies and gentlemen. That's the resounding claim that many people make, that the youth will save us. Now, I want us, in the next 25 minutes now, I want us to ask this question: how valid is this claim? How valid is this claim? And this is where my role as a sociologist will come in. Sabi ko sa inyo, mga sociologists, interested kami sa nangyayari sa lipunan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present to you statistical data, and then after that, I'm going to show you voting patterns based on my own research ng mga kabataan, and then titingnan natin yung mga walk on social media. Tapos maglalanding na tayo, open forum. And I hope that you're still with me. If you're still with me, can I hear a yes? Are you still there? Are you still there? Gusto ko lang makita na active pa kayo lahat dito sa ating conversation. Still here, and I hope that you will be enjoying. Thank you so much, folks. Yeah, I can see you. All right. And if you do have, by the way, if you do have already questions or thoughts or mga ideas or mga emotions na lumalabas as I am unpacking my presentation today, share nyo na agad. Tapos gusto kong basahin. And if I could already answer some of these questions readily, I will do that. So, the youth will save us. How valid is this claim? Sabi yan ni James, sabi ni Jayeel, sabi yan ninyo that the youth will save us. But how valid is this claim? Let's go back in time, 2016. Many of you were much younger in 2016. In 2016, 55.7 million were registered voters, 43.7 ang bumoto talaga. Mataas ba yun? Mataas yun. Ang voter turnout ay 78%. In other countries, mas mababa sa 70% ang voter turnout. So, can we argue na sa Pilipinas, politically active ang mga Pilipino? You bet. Kahit mainit in May, in summer, of course, yung mga ayaw masunog, no? Hindi sila boboto for one reason or another, they wouldn't vote. Pero majority, overwhelming majority of Filipinos would vote. Now, ang tanong, gaano kalaki ang young people in the coming election, so 2022? It turns out that there are about 61 million registered voters now, and take a look at the disaggregated data here. Sa mga kabataang 18 to 24 years old, many of you might fall under that. Ilang taon na ba kayo sa Quirino Youth Initiative? Kayo ba ay nasa 18 to 24 or nasa 25 to 29? 18, okay, all right. 18 to 24 at 20-ish. Di ba sigurado si Jurish? Si Jurish, ayaw aminin. 20-ish, 24. Edwin, you're not 24. You are, I know you and I don't think you are 24. Right? So 18 to 24, 19.5 million na mga kabataan. Alright? So Pilipinas yan ha. At yung 25, sabi ni Doc RJ, youth pa naman. At yung 25 to 29, 9.3 million. Ilan ang nag-register sa mga segments na yan? 11.1 sa 18 to 24 at 8.8 sa 25 to 29. So mas mataas ang proportion ng mga registered voters sa 25 to 29. within their total base. So suma total, 11.1 plus 8, nasa 19.9 million ang 18 to 29. Pero yung tinatawag kasi na youth vote, ladies and gentlemen, si Jaymar ay 14. Jaymar, I hope this is useful for you. Kahit 14 years old ka pa lang, it's very important to be exposed to politics like this. Pero pag tinignan natin yung tinatawag na youth vote, yung definition natin mas malawak. It could be from 18 to 40 years old. Kapag gano'n ang tingin natin, edi mas malaki mas marami tayo, no? Pasok pa ako doon sa 18 to 40, and there will be around 50+% of us. So kung statistics ang titingnan natin, are you with me? Kung statistics ang titingnan natin, then si Juris, si Marion, si Doc RJ, si Maggie, si Kyra, si Edwin na 24, si Gia, si Katrina, and so forth, lahat tayo, we can make a difference kung sama-sama tayo maboto. Kasi nga, 50% tayo. Ang tanong ko lang is, so 52%. Ang tanong ko lang, but sino ba talaga ang iboboto or binoto ng mga kabataang Pilipino? I write for Rappler on a monthly basis, a thought leaders section. And noong 2019, ang ginawa ko ay dinis-aggregate ko yung data, statistical data, survey data ng Pulse Asia sa voting preferences ng mga kabataan. Before I move on, sabi dito sa comment section, you may begin keying your questions. Meron pala tayong Q&A section dito sa ating Zoom. You may put it in there. Some of you who would like to do it privately, maybe you want to share it directly with me and I won't mention your name. Kung medyo you're that kind of person, you don't want to be publicly known, okay lang din yun. Just send it directly to me. I'm seeing some direct messages to me already. So balik tayo. So tama, 52% of young people constitute the electoral base, no? Yung mga botante. So pwede nga mag-make a difference in 2022. Pero ang tanong, yung quality. So noong 2019, ang ginawa ko, kinuha ko yung data ng Pulse Asia voting preferences dahil fellow ako ng Pulse Asia. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanila, okay, gusto ko makita yung disaggregated according to age. Senatorial elections yun, no? So tingin niyo sino yung mga binoto ng mga kabataan? Kung naaalala niyo yung 2019 elections. Sino yung binoto ng mga kabataan? Sasabihin ng iba would be, si Miriam, for Senator, Shekina, for Senator noong 2019, no? Noong 2019. Ocho Derecho, all right. Gia, no? Tama, no? Ocho Derecho. Sino yung mga yan? Sina Chel Jokno, sina Samira Guto, ayan, si Mary Colmenares. Okay, so very good. Okay, are you ready? Ito ang findings ko. Number 1, Lito Lapid for 18 to 24 years old. Number 2, Grace Poe, Bongo, Bong Revilla, Villar, Pimentel, Cayetano, De La Rosa, Angara, Estrada, Binay. Nasaan sila Rojas? Nasaan sila Bam Aquino? Malayo. Pumasok pa nga si Gadon, no? Tingnan nyo naman yung 25 to 34 years old. Sinong number 1? Cynthia Villar, Lito Lapid, Cayetano, Poe, Angara, Binay, Bongo, binoto pa rin ng mga kabataan, Bong Revilla, De La Rosa, Pato De La Rosa, Marcos, si Amy, Ejercito, Estrada, malayo ulit si Aquino, Osmeña, malayo na si Rojas, no? How do you feel about this? I wanna hear your, I wanna see your reactions. How do you feel na so ang mga binoto pala ng mga 18 to 24 at 25 to 29 ay hindi yung mga akala natin. I want to hear your thoughts, no? Kung kaya niyong i-share sa comment section, please do that. Bakit ko to ginawa, itong data analysis na ito? Kasi active din ako sa Twitter. Not as active as Doc RJ. Doc RJ is very, very active. Pero nakikita ko sa Twitter, parang nung lalo ng 2019, kaliwat kanan, ano? Parang no, and we know all these people, no, yung mga gustong manalo, no, yung si Samira Butok at the time was very very famous at sa dami-dami niyang mga memes na ginagawa for her organically ng mga kabataan. So kung social media lang ang pagbabatayan ko, parang wow, yeah, young people could make a difference. Kumbaga parang the youth vote would be very different from the voting patterns of the rest of Filipinos. Pero dahil meron akong duda doon, tiningnan ko na parang, apparently, ito yung data na nakita ko. Sabi ni Nigel, bakbagan po ba sa Senado o gagawa ng batas? Shows. So, yun. See? Ano pa? Let's go back in time, 2016. Sige nga, ito, another question. Sa tingin niyo, sino ang binoto for president ng mga kabataan in 2016? Come on, put in your sa comment section. Sino ang mga binoto? Kanina nakita ko na si Miriam binoto. Sino ang mga binoto kaya ng mga kabataan in 2016? Come on. Sino ba mga tumakbo noon? Juries, Marion. Sino ba mga tumakbo in 2016?
Sir, it was Duterte po, Miriam Defensor Santiago, and then
Duterte po, Rojas,
yes,
Santiago. Yan, oo. Yeah, Binay. Okay. So sa tingin mo, juries, whom did the youth vote for in 2016? Just putting you on the spot somehow.
Okay, so I think po na very different ang situation natin noon. We still di natin alam to what extent ang ibang vote ang ibang candidates. So I believe some would go with yung flair na nakita nila with si Miriam Defensor. Others would go for Duterte, pero it's a very case-to-case basis talaga kapag parang each university, each organization has their own, parang different botante talaga, yung vote talaga nila po.
Point juries, kami nag-mock elections kami sa Ateneo at the time. Alam mo sino nanalo sa Ateneo? Mar Rojas. No, talagang kakaiba ang Ateneo. No, parang hindi talaga representative ng Pilipinas. Si Mar Rojas ang nanalo. Pero guess, sino according sa exit polls, sa UST ba? Meron akong private message, hindi ko sasabihin kung kanino, no? Sa UST, si Bongbong Marcos daw ang nanalo na sa mock vote. Ito ang si Marian is parang shook, okay? Right? According, nag-exit polls ang SWS in 2016. So after bumoto ng mga tao, sinurvey nila. It shows, tingnan niyo yung naka-highlight dyan, mga kapatid. Tingnan niyo. The survey conducted among 45,123 voters from 733 voting centers showed Duterte scoring a 33-point lead over his closest rival, Mar Rojas, in which age group? 18 to 24. 26 points ang lead naman niya sa 25 to 34. Ladies and gentlemen, mga kabataan, ang binoto ng maraming kabataan, ng overwhelming ng mga kabataan, ay si Duterte. 18 to 24. 25 to 39. Anong realization natin dito? Kung sa social media lang tayo aasa, we think that we could make a difference. Pero kung titingnan natin yung datos, and I think, ako as a sociologist, ako ang tingin ko sa mga survey ay para siyang mirror na ipapakita sa inyo na walang ka-filter. Kung may pimples ka, may pimples ka. Kung may acne ka, may acne ka, no? Kung meron ka mga blemish, may blemish ka. It's like that. Hindi siya phone na pwede mong lagyan ng filter and then you post it on social media and then everybody thinks that you have this glass skin. It's not eh. Survey data are very useful. Kahit pa bigyan ng accusation ng mga survey companies na false Asia or bayaran, kapag maganda ang methodology, yung tinatawag na sampling design, no? Wala tayong time to talk about that. Kapag maganda yung scientific yung approach ng pagkuha ng mga respondents, the data can represent the public. So kaya useful ang mga surveys para makita natin ano ba yung realidad ngayon. Pinakita ko sa inyo, ladies and gentlemen, ang realidad noon at posibleng maging realidad pa rin in 2022. So, can the youth save us? Can the youth still make a difference? So, sa tanong ni John, sino po nagre-represent for youth para sa election? Ayan, tingnan natin. Tingnan natin yan, ano? It's a very important question that we have for this morning. Ito pa, just to prove the point na hindi useful yung mga bobotante na yung mga ganong klaseng statements that we hear around. Tingnan ninyo. Tingnan nyo yung educational attainment. Sino yung majority binoto ng mga college graduates according dun sa exit polls ng SWS? 49.2%, almost 50% ng college graduates ay si President Duterte. Sino yung binoto almost 50% ng class ABC ng mga elite? Mayayaman at middle class. So marami sa atin pasok sa ABC. No? Dito sa Zoom natin ngayon. No? 45%. Sino binoto? President Duterte. So kung titingnan natin yung voting patterns nung high school lang ang natapos, tingnan nyo, mas hati pa sila. Nahati pa sila between Duterte, Rojas, at Grace po. This already calls into question yung mga statements natin na, okay, sino ba talaga dapat ang kailangan ng voter education? Usually, iniisip natin na kailangan ng voter education, di ba, yung mga mahihirap. Tingnan nyo yung patterns, no? Tingnan nyo yung patterns. Pag-usapan natin yan mamaya, tingnan natin kung ano yung mangyayari sa ating conversations, no? So alam ko, okay, bakit ko ito binabanggit sa inyo? Kasi I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, na ito yung situation natin. I understand na marami sa atin, meron tayong mga sinusuportahang mga candidates. No? Okay, ako, Bongbong Marcos ako, Dr. Cornelio. O ako, si President Duterte ang binoto ko noong 2016. O ako, si Grace po ang binoto ko noong 2016. Or ako, ang binoto ko ay si Binay, no? Noong 2016. At hanggang ngayon, loyal pa rin ako kay President Duterte. And is that okay? And maybe that's okay, no? Pinapakita ko lang sa atin ngayon is kailangan natin maintindihan ano yung situation ng mga kabataan ngayon. Ano yung situation natin ngayon at ano ba ang ibig sabihin pag sinasabi natin the youth can make a difference in 2022. So again, without revealing my own political biases, I am showing to you this statistical data. Okay? Good. So, the last point in the last 15 minutes that I have, will the woke save us? So, ito yung tanong. Sa social media, mga woke, no? Matanong ko lang kayo, pag sinabing woke, ano yung naiisip ninyo? Ano yung mga words na pumapasok sa inyo? Ano yung mga naiisip ninyong mga ideas, mga woke? Pag sinabing woke, bumangon, sabi ni John, activist, sabi ni Maggie, or Maggie. Ano pa? Neoliberal, sabi ni Gia. Wow. Okay. Ano pa? Ano pa yung mga ideas na kasi sinasabing mga woke? Millennials, sabi ni John Paul. Twitter, aha. Okay. Good. So, just parang sa Twitter lang, no? Yun ang sinasabi mo, John Paul. Sa Twitter lang yung mga woke and then wala naman talaga sila on the ground, no? Okay. Meron pang isang comment. Sabi ni Gia, expressive on social media about their political stance. Okay, sige. At medyo sensitive ito kasi alam ko, dito makikita natin yung division talaga. So, you know, and to be honest, makikita natin talaga yung division dito ng administration and then the opposition. Okay? Sabi ng isang article, woke Twitter, sabi niya, tingnan yung second paragraph. These personalities, binanggit nila yung mga Twitter, mga accounts niya. These personalities are saving the country from historical revisionism through viral memes, healthy discourses, and witty comebacks. Who would have thought that comedy and woke culture can be a great combination? So pag tinignan natin itong mga makikita natin sa social media, yung mga sama-tama si Gian, o yung mga expressive about social media, yung laging galit or laging parang may opinion about the elections or about President Duterte or about Vice President Lenny. Tapos lagi silang bothered halimbawa doon sa paglibing kay Bongbong Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani. So maraming galit noon sa Twitter at saka sa social media. So ang tingin ng maraming mga tao at tingin ng mga social media users nito sa sarili nila ay kami yung woke. So kaya yung tanong ko, will the woke save us? Pero ang sagot ko, maybe we need to unpack what woke means. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng woke? Sa isa ko pang article na sinulat, pinakita ko na may problema ako with the word woke. Bakit? Kasi may yabang eh. May yabang. Ako edukado, ikaw hindi. Ako nag-iisip, ikaw masyadong emotional. Ako, pinag-iisipan ko yung boto ko. Ikaw, hindi mo pinag-iisipan yung boto mo. Ako, hindi ko binibenta yung boto ko. Ikaw, binibenta mo, bobotante ka. Diba? Ako, nagdidebate kami ng mga kaibigan ko kung ano yung mga tamang mga policies. No? Si Maggie, agree siya dito. No? Pinagdedebatehan namin kung ano yung mga dapat pag-usapan at therefore kung sino yung iboto. Kayo, bigyan lang kayo ng pera, okay na kayo. Bobo. Woke versus bobo. Unfortunately, that's a mistake for one or two reasons. No? For one or two reasons. Takita ko sa inyo. Ayon sa research ng aking mga kaibigan na mga psychologists, no? Vote buying, merong isang comment dito nakita ko. Ayon sa isang research ng aking mga kaibigan, mga psychologists, mga political psychologists sa Ateneo, ang ginawa nila, inanalyze nila yung social media use patterns ng mga pro-administration at anti-administration. Okay? Mahaba yung research nila pero I'm going to summarize it. Hopefully, I can summarize it. Pinakita nila na itong different factions na ito, pro-Duterte and anti-Duterte, magkaibang-magkaiba. Yung pro-Duterte, yung mga Twitter accounts nila or yung mga, ngayon, they're already on TikTok and IG and definitely on Facebook, they don't use English, vernacular, no? Filipino, Taglish, Cebuano, dialects and other languages, no? Tapos emotional, galit, no? Galit. Tapos very specific yung mga issues. Nasa na ang Yolanda funds, no? Aanhin namin ng human rights kung hindi naman kami safe sa aming mga community, etc. Very concrete, very emotional, usually very passionate, no? Impassioned, galit. Tapos Filipino vernacular. Yung kabilang faction, ito yung mga opposition, yung anti, yung critical. Siguro ito yung mga woke. English speaking, tapos logical, tapos abstract ideas. Human rights, democracy, press freedom, human dignity. May conversation ba silang dalawa? Wala. And every time na merong conversation, away. So even if this group might believe that they are intelligent, they're smart, they're thinking voters, yung ideas nila do not penetrate this other group. At ito namang grupo na to, their ideas are dismissed as bobo by the other group. And they're all young people. And they're all, kasi social media, di ba? Karamihan mga kabataan. So bakit natin ito pinag-uusapan, Dr. J or Sir Kuya J? Bakit natin ito pinag-uusapan? Kasi baka ito yung time na, thanks Nigel for saying this. Madami pa rin po kasi ang nangi-smart shame. Yeah, totoo yun. May yabang kasi may yabang. So ano yung, kunyari ikaw yung isipin mo na lang, no? So, kung paano kung ikaw yung smart shame, no? Di ba sa klase pa nga lang natin, kapag ayaw pa rin tayong, pag sinabihan tayong bobo, mas lalo tayong parang na nagagalit, no? Para, o di ikaw nang maraming alam, di ba? Mas marami, ganun pa yung magiging reaction mo, di ba? O di ikaw na yung matalino, o di ikaw na, sa'yo na lahat, di ba? So, walang proper conversations. And this is why yung social media, I used to be very optimistic about social media, but now that I am seeing all these studies about disinformation, misinformation, at saka yung factions na sinamarize ko sa inyo just now, medyo mahirap nang maging positive about social media right now. Mga ayaw maitama, sabi ng isang comment natin. Eh di ikaw na lang magpresidente, charot. Kaya tingnan nyo, ang sabi ng isang napakatalinong philosopher of our time na ang pangalan ay Daniel Padilla, kung bakit daw hindi siya aktibo sa social media, ang sagot niya, maraming tao na naninirahan na realidad ay ang social media. Kaya hindi siya active sa Twitter, hindi siya active sa social media. There seems to be wisdom, coming from the words of Daniel Padilla. Si Nigel, meron din siyang insight. Kapag mas matanda, mas madaming nalalaman. This is not always true. Nakikita ko rin yan, lalo na sa Facebook, no? Kasi sa Facebook, andun yung andun yung mga tito at tita, di ba? Na parang, pinanganak ka na ba nung martial law? Hindi mo alam ang pinagsasabi mo. Yan, no? And then, so merong generational angle pa pala yung pagiging woke, no? Yung pagiging matalino. Sabi ng isang nag-message sa akin, wala na daw gustong makinig. Because social media is no longer a space for conversation. It is a space for emotions. And when emotions are get in the way, no, tataas ka na agad ng boses, no? Magka-caps lock ka na agad, no? Magmi-meme ka na agad. Then ano yung nangyayari, no? Galit, no? Maggalit ka na, right? And then mas lalong napopolarize. Tingnan niyo yung style ng mga trolls. Yung mga trolls naman, they're not there to engage. They're there to enrage. Not to engage, but to enrage. Okay? Ikaw na madaming alam. Oo na, dami nag-aaway sa Facebook ko. Kaya marami sa atin, di ba, ayaw na sa Facebook. Ako actually, nag-upload lang ako sa Facebook. Tapos wala na, hindi na ako sumasagot ng mga pag may nagtatanong sa akin. Sabi ni Marco, sabi ni Lolo at Lola, who. So, therefore, in the last 3 minutes that I have, mga kabataan and Quirino Youth Initiative, this is my humble appeal to you. There's no youth vote. There's no one youth vote. Let's be realistic. Ang sagot ko ay ito, as you see on your screen right now, we are a fragmented generation. Fragmented youth. We need to recognize this reality if we wish to harness the potential of the youth in shaping contemporary politics. Tama yung sinabi ni Juris kanina eh. Depende kung nasaan ka. Kung nasaang school ka, nasa university ka, kung anong trabaho meron ka, anong pamilyang pinanggalingan mo, anong region ka nang galing. No? Sa research din, predictive ang region. Kung galing ka sa isang, kunwari Ilocos, meron ka certain candidates na iboboto. Kung galing ka sa Bicol, may certain candidates ka talaga na iboboto. Kung Bisaya speaking ka, Cebuano speaking, mas may tendency ka na iboto ang certain candidates. So, doon pala makikita na natin yung mga fragmentations, di ba? Yung pagkakawatak-watak ng mga kabataan. So, there is no one youth vote. Pangalawang realization ko habang ginagawa ko tong presentation na ito, being woke is a double-edged sword. Socially conscious, oo, pero elitista. Pag may yabang tayo, we don't communicate. No? Baka in the words of some of my friends na nakikita ko dito sa chat, no? Baka kailangan ng himas. No? Baka kailangan extend an olive branch. Baka kailangan malaya at respectful na conversation. Hindi away, hindi debate. In fact, kung ako tatanungin, hindi ako agree sa mga debate during the elections. Kasi mas may lalim ang one-on-one conversations. Debate is, di ba sa kultura pa natin, sino yung pinakamagaling mag-Ingles, akala natin yun yung pinakamatalino. Not always true. Not true at all. And finally, gusto ko rin itanong sa inyo, to whom are we referring when we say Filipino youth? No? Gaya ng nabanggit ko na kanina, education, sabi nabanggit ni Juris kanina yon, yung class natin, yung employment natin, yung regionalism natin, they all divide Marami dito sa mga shinare ko ngayon ay nandito sa librong aking inedit last year. Lumabas ito sa librong Rethinking Filipino Millennials. I'm just flashing it there. Some of you who are interested in it might want to get a copy. So maybe sa pagtatapos ko, in my last 30 seconds, sa pagtatapos ko, baka naman ang kailangan natin ay hindi youth vote, kundi, bear with me, intergenerational justice. Ibig sabihin, yung mga kabataan, magtanong tayo sa mga matatanda. Let's ask them tough questions. Yung mga matatanda, hayaan din nilang turuan tayo, no? Tanungin din tayo, magkaroon tayo ng conversations. Bakit? Kasi yung konsepto ng intergenerational justice, sinasabi niya na parang we are responsible for one another. Yung mga matatanda, may responsibilidad sila na yung mga kabataan will benefit from economic growth, economic development, political development. Tayo namang mga matatanda, mga mas bata, may responsibilidad tayo to, on one hand, learn from our elderly, but also to challenge them. No? Yung mga mistakes nila, bakit kabataan ang sumasalo? No? Bakit laging kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan? Pero hindi ba natin dapat tanungin din ang mga matatanda? Ano yung ginawa ninyo? Bakit nyo hinayaan yung mga pagkakamali ng panahon ninyo ay magpatuloy sa panahon namin ngayon? Tapos ang magsosolve ng problema, kami? Parang mali, di ba? Unjust. Kaya ang gusto kong itulak sa atin sa umagang ito, intergenerational justice. Sabi ni Jan, tama. Sabi ni Glenn, collaborative discussion between generations. Tama. Sabi ng isang private comment sa akin, I think importante rin for the adults to recognize that they still have some agency in influencing the current situation. Di lahat ay nakaasa sa mga kabataan to do the heavy lifting. Amen and amen. Kaya para sa akin, sa panahon ng election, itaas natin yung mga kamay natin at magtanong tayo sa mga kandidato. Gusto kong tanongin ng hard question si VP Lenny, pero gusto ko rin tanongin ng hard question si Bongo Marcos or si Bongo o yung mga senatorial candidates. Hindi ako magsusuot lang ng pink or ng red or ng kung anong kulay just because I love them. Pero may responsibilidad ako to ask them tough questions. Bakit? They will make decisions that will affect my generation and your generation. Okay? Maraming salamat sa inyong panahon at ito ang aking mga contact details just in case you're interested in reaching out. Maraming salamat. Back to you, Marion and Jumis.
Ayan po. So once again, guys, let's give a round of applause to Dr. Cornelio for that insightful talk. So for everyone na hindi informed, Dr. Jayeel is a National Scientist Awardee for Sociology. So you could really see new insights in Dr. Jay and how the points were communicated in a brief manner, no? So indeed, we can generalize the view of the people sa mga nakita natin sa social media. As a poll concludes nga, isa lang tong minority or a part of the whole view na dapat tinitignan natin. Pero as well as yung what we could do about it in the current situation. And so guys, did you enjoy Dr. Cornelio's talk? So please show a thumbs up or a heart reaction if you did in the comments below. Thank you so much po, Dr. Jayeel.
Ayan, the talk was indeed very informative and enjoyable as well. So we'll now proceed to the question and answer part with Dr. Jayeel Cornelio.
Sure. May mga tanong ba kayo, Mario, juries, ng ating mga kasama?
Now po, we will now call on our panelists for this talk, Maggie and Kay. Maggie and Kay, please introduce yourselves before asking your question.
Okay, so hi po, my name is Christine K. from Quirino Youth Initiative. So QYI po, or Quirino Youth Initiative, is an organization based here on our province, Quirino. It is a youth-led organization founded on the premise of informing the youth on the socio-political landscape of the province and the whole country. So ang question ko po is, So, sir, you mentioned that the youth vote cannot really be generalized for the whole youth. What do you think shall happen or shall we do to represent the youth vote as one or make them unite as one? Perhaps can we say that that's the ideal goal and does that mean that there's a weakness in terms of reaching out to the other youth in the form of voters education, knowing that voters education is only oftentimes given to selected universities in cities like Manila? Yan lang po.
Okay, before I answer, sasagot na ba ako, Kay? O sasagot na ba ako, Kay? O
Yes po.
okay ka lang ba, Kay? Okay ka lang? Okay. Good morning, Kay. Kay, sasagot na ba ako? O sasagot na ba ako? Ako? Napahiya natin si Kay. Okay. Kay, ikaw ba naniniwala ka sa youth vote?
Yung sa datas po nung last election, hindi po. Kasi may mga hati-hati pong votes, gano'n.
Yeah. Pero gusto mo?
Opo.
Gusto mo magkaroon ng youth vote? Yun. Sige. Ang tanong mo rin sa akin kung gusto ko rin ng youth vote, di ba? At kung meron tayong magagawa. Di ba? Tama, Kay? Yun din ang gusto mong itanong? Okay. Sige, Kay. Kay, napakaganda ng tanong mo at salamat for mentioning na karaniwan yung mga conversations natin tungkol sa mga kabataan, umiikot dito sa mga kabataan sa Maynila. Actually, naiinis ako kapag puro kabataang Maynila lang ang naririnig. Kaya natutuwa ako sa mga ginagawa nila Doc RJ. Nakikita ko kasi yung mga Facebook posts nila Doc RJ, who's our next speaker, na parang lagi, ngayon andun siya sa probinsyang ito, andun sa kabilang probinsya. Kaya ako rin nag-yes dito sa invitation ng Quirino Youth Initiative kasi parang, okay, finally, I can get out of my Manila comfort zone. I don't think, okay, here's my realistic answer. I do not think that we can aim for a youth vote, for a solid youth vote. We cannot. But we can aim for a deliberative vote. Okay? Naku, deliberative, ano ibig sabihin nun, Kuya Jay, no? Deliberative, ibig sabihin, pinag-usapan, tinalakay. Diba? Pinag-isipan is another thing, pero at least pinag-usapan. No? Pinag-usapan. Siguro yun yung hangarin natin, no? Okay? Yun yung hangarin nating lahat ng mga kabataan na pag-usapan sa hapagkainan, no? Sa pag nagla-lunch tayo or nagdi-dinner tayo with the family or our cousins, no? Kahit pa galit na galit tayo dun sa mga gustong iboto ng mga magulang natin, pag-usapan. Pag-usapan ng mga pinsan natin, alam natin yung mga pinsan natin ay iba ang kulay na gustong isuot. Kahit inis ka na at kahit bubong-bubo ka na sa kanila. Pero sige, parang mag-yoga ka muna at magme-meditate ka muna bago sila kausapin. Kasi naniniwala ka na kailangan tayong maging deliberative. Pinag-uusapan. Pag hindi natin pinag-uusapan ng mga bagay na ito ngayong elections, ano yung pag-uusapan natin after the elections? Kaya tingnan nyo, in the past 6 years, wala tayong masyadong malalim na conversations about policies. Laging pro-Duterte or anti-Duterte. Hindi natin napag-usapan yung mga usapin na kailangan matalakay. Diba? Laging, ngayon, ganun ulit ang nangyayari. Personality. And I have a problem with that. Sa tingin ko, instead na aiming for a solid youth vote, which will never happen, let's aim for a deliberative youth vote. Pinag-uusapan. So kayo sa Quirino Youth Initiative, thank you for what you're doing. Thank you, Kay, for that question.
I guess turn ko na po. Again, good morning po, sir. I am Majirin po from the Quirino Youth Initiative. We've discussed nga po about the topic about the election and the Filipino youth, wherein even with the presence of the social media and the availability na po ng different information on the internet, lalo na po ngayon na we're really exposed in this information, especially na nasa loob lang tayo ng bahay and halos lahat tayo is kaharap lang natin yung mga devices natin, is marami pa rin pong hindi informed talaga sa backgrounds ng different candidates. Marami pa rin naniniwala sa mga misinformation. Kaya madalas po ay nag-end up na magkakaiba yung views other than may pro dito sa certain candidate, merong pro sa certain opposition, and some are really undecided. Kaya rito nga po papasok yung mga nag-aaway na talagang hindi natin napipigilan. And even dito po sa Quirino ay when we had a survey ay maraming tao po yung sa in-invite po namin na mag-answer ng survey ay marami po talagang undecided or sadyang alam niyo po yun, na-impluwensyahan na lang ng election preferences ng kanilang environment or ng kanilang family or sadyang they're apolitical. Kaya yung question ko lang po talaga is, sa tingin niyo po ba is ano po talaga yung nagiging pinaka-root minsan ng kawalang pake or pagiging apolitical ng other people, specifically sa youth po. Kaya they're trying na lang lagi na to go with the flow ng mga tao na nasa paligid nila.
Maggie ba or Maggie?
Maggie po, Maggie.
Maggie. Okay. Maggie, ikaw, bakit may pakialam ka?
Kasi may pakialam po ako sa bansa and sa future ko po and the other generations na susunod pa po sa akin. And nakita ko na rin po kasi kung ano yung naging epekto ng mga naging past, kumbaga governance, na wherein tayo po yung nagsasuffer sa kung ano po yung mga naging decision nila. Ayun po.
Bakit yung mga kaibigan mo hindi ganyan?
Ayun nga po medyo I'm still asking that in the back of my mind. Hindi ko po alam kung nasa privilege po ba yun. Kasi ano naman some are really literate naman po na nakakapag-aral naman po sila and they are really in a family na merong magandang educational background. So I'm really not sure kung ano po ba yung nagiging root cause. Kasi talagang ano po hindi ko po alam.
Alam mo, Margie, maraming, may mga sagot ang mga sociologists, no? Pagdating sa tanong na yan, ang tawag kasi dapat dyan ay political apathy, ano?
Yes.
Or parang political disengagement, no? Wala tayong time to discuss all these concepts, pero ang gusto ko lang sabihin ay maraming mga kabataan ay may pakialam pa rin. Marami pa rin kabataan na may pakialam. Tingnan naman natin yung voter turnout, di ba? Tingnan mo yung voter registration. Malaki pa rin, di ba? Doon sa 18 to 24 at 25 to 39. So, it is still a voting sector, no? Ibang-iba yan sa ibang mga bansa na wala talagang KEBs, no? Ang mga tao, no? So malaking pasasalamat, no? Na aktibo pa rin ang mga kabataan. Ang problema lang, yung mga nakikita mo, parang, bakit pinag-uusapan nila articles at hindi brother, pinag-uusapan nila, pero yung elections next year parang walang issue. Precisely because, Maggie, and this is one of my own assessments, kasi feeling yan maraming kabataan, sasali ako dyan, may makikinig ba? Buboto ako, will it make a difference?
Yes.
Mapapagod lang ako. Ba? Kaya nga ako nag-aaral para mailabas ko yung pamilya ko mula sa kahirapan Ayoko ng gulo. Kita mo? It's very, hindi selfish, pero powerless. Powerless. Boboto, sasabi, gusto mo ako tumakbo sa election, sino ang kalabanin ko? Political dynasty. Boboto ako, pero ang mananalo naman parati yung kung sino naman nananalo na for the past 20 years or 30 years. Kaya mo, Maggie? Ang tawag doon, sa mga sinulat ko, sa research ko, ang tawag ko doon ay political disillusionment. Disillusion. Di ba, Maggie? Disillusion. So siguro doon natin simulan. Ikaw, passionate ka, and Maggie, panalangin ko na magiging passionate ka hanggang tumanda ka at maging kaedad mo na si Kuya Edwin. Si Kuya. Okay? Alright? Hanggang umabot ka sa panahon ngayon. At saka sa pagtanda mo. Pero maraming mga kabataan ngayon, wala sa ganun Wala pang yung first step. Kasi disillusion Disillusion. Diba? Siguro, yun yung kailangan nating tingnan. No? At paano natin maaabot yung mga disillusion? Paano natin sila matutulungang ma-realize na actually, your vote matters. Pero kaya rin binanggit ko kanina, deliberative youth vote. Mag-usap tayo. I-challenge natin, Maggie, yung mga teachers natin, pag-usapan ang politika sa klase. Pag-usapan ng elections. Kasi marami mga teachers, diba, ayaw nilang pag-usapan. Kasi dapat...
Ayaw po nilang nai-involve.
Oo, see? Pero kung itataas natin ang kamay natin, pero ma'am, sir, diba? It takes one person to do that and then you will change the course of the conversation. Sana nasagot ko yung tanong mo, Maggie.
Of course po. Thank you very much, sir.
Salamat din. Salamat. Juries, Marion, do we have
Ayan.
questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much to our panelists. Now, from our participants naman and the teachers who are present, please raise your virtual hand or type in your questions if you have a question for Dr. Jayeel Cornelio.
Yeah, so anybody po can
We have questions sa chat. Gusto mo bang basahin yun, juries?
sige po. So we have a question from Gia Martin. Sir, how can we correct daw po the woke culture given that it is also counterproductive and oftentimes segregates other youth? Like, should we also call out our fellow woke youth po?
Grabe, Gia, si Gia to, no? Gia, this is such an important question. Should we also call out our fellow woke youth? May call out kasi na broadcast, di ba? sa Twitter, no? Bino-broadcast. Kung kilala mo yung tao personally, send a private message. Kasi meron pa rin tayong konsepto sa Filipino psyche na na shame. Kaya pag kinall out mo isang tao, pinapahiya mo siya. At kapag pinahiya mo siya, mas magiging defensive siya. No? Meron tayong konsepto ng hiya, di ba? Hiya, walang hiya, kahihiyan. No? Meron tayong ganung idea. Lalo na sa mga Tagalog, malakas yan dito sa Luzon, no? Yung shame. Tanong lang is parang tulungan natin parang, so privately, parang kung kaya mo namang sabihan, baka hindi naman maganda na maging mayabang tayo in public. Or kaya, kung public Twitter yan, pwede kang mag-respond na sabihan mo lang na parang, I don't think it is correct to call people who disagree with our position as bobotante, right? Or I don't think it is correct for us to demonize. Napansin ko yan, mga kapatid, no? Mga kabataan, napansin ko yan, dinidemonize natin yung mga, kunwari ako, for example, nakikita ko yung mga sumusuporta kay Bongbong Marcos, nakikita ko yung comments sa mga tao sa kanila, demonyo ka, demonyo ka, demonyo ka, masama ugali mo. Wait a minute. Ganun agad? Demonize agad? Kahit hindi ako agree sa political choice na yun, kailangan kong maging patient at maunawaan saan ba galing at bakit siya nakukumaling sa isang kandidatong katulad ni Bongbong, Isko, Ping, or whoever it might be. No. Call out if you can, but do it in a very deliberative way. No, wag yung conversation ender na agad. Thank you, Gia. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, so thank you so much po. Now, lastly, siguro po, may we call on the SK Federation President, Sir Juan Victor Gamboa. No po.
Hello po. Can you,
Sir?
naririnig po ba?
Yes, malinaw, sir. Malinaw.
Sir, first of all, this is not a political statement. Okay. Being one of the youth that is early engaged in politics, I have seen the effects or the dark side of politics at an early age. So, as a sociologist, sir, how can we, or do you suggest any activities or approaches on how are we going to deal with on educating the youth for in this upcoming election, sir? Other than this kind of webinar series, sir, how can we educate other youth?
Pag sinabing, sir JB ba? Sir JB, is that how I should call you? I know that you're SK, no? Pag sinabi bang educate, what exactly do you have in mind? To convert them? Ganun ba yun? Or to...
No, sir. For them to be well informed, for them to know which is the better candidate for the Philippines. Kasi I have been following Leloy Claudio.
Si Lelo.
Yes. for some time now, and I have watched his vlog on YouTube and follow him on social media, and I have kind of attached on what's his ideas. So ano pa po yung mga pwede nyong i-suggest, especially on Sangguniang Kabataan, kasi we have funds po on activities.
That's a great question. Leloy and I are good friends, and sometimes we agree to disagree. You know, JV, SK is a very powerful institution kahit pa hindi masyadong popular. Kasi may network kayo eh. Sa akin, okay, I know we're running out of time. There's no shortcut, JV, and to all our friends dito sa Quirino Youth Initiative, there's no shortcut. We need to encourage conversations. Yung mga webinars na ganito, pansinin mo, JV, yung format. There's a speaker, and then may open forum. Laging may expert, tapos merong open forum. Okay yon, but it's not good enough for me. Para sa akin, what you can do sa SK, may tanong din, local communities, local communities, sa local scale, may tanong si Nigel. Ganun eh. Sa local communities, anahin natin? Pwede ba tayong magkaroon ng mga, with social distancing of course, mag-gather tayo na parang, okay, different opinions, hindi voter education, JB, kundi parang pag-usapan natin ano yung mga usapin at mga issues na mahahalaga sa mga kabataan natin ngayon. Bakit mo gustong iboto itong candidate na ito? Ano yung mga hinahanap mo? JV, the truth be told, you will see that young people are actually thinking at the back of their minds, at the back of their heads, that they have their own choices. Hindi lang nila sinasabi publicly, pero alam nila na gusto nilang, meron silang hinahanap. Pag sinurvey ang mga Pilipino, JV, ang sasabihin ng mga Pilipino kung ano yung mga katangiang hinahanap nila sa isang kandidato, na pagkakatiwalaan, may integridad at para sa mahirap. Mapagkakatiwalaan, may integridad at para sa mahirap. So kung gano'n yung criteria nila, doon natin simulan yung voter education. Minsan kasi yung voter education parang, okay, there are 5 criteria na pagdating sa pagpili ng isang mabuting, matalinong kandidato. No? Tapos, agree ba kayo or disagree? Di ba? Parang masyadong download. Pero dun sa isang deliberative format, hindi bottom-up approach. Conversations, JV, conversations. Ngayon, aabot ba sa punto na magko-conclude kayo na, okay, ito na yung kandidatong iboboto natin. Pwedeng oo, pwedeng hindi. Pero at the very least, nagkaroon tayo ng conversation. Hindi away. For a change, hindi away. And that to me is an achievement. Sana magawa natin yung JV at kung meron ako maitutulong, sabi ka na. Kulitin din natin si Leloy, no? Sabihan natin siya. Salamat, JV.
Ayan. So thank you very much to our SK Federation President. For now po, let us thank all of our panelists as well as yung mga those who said their opinions and questions. Again, thank you, Dr. Jayeel Cornelio, for sharing with us your knowledge on the issues and challenges of the Filipino youth. And as a token of our appreciation, we present to you this certificate of appreciation. So, Marian?
Yes, let me read what is your mid certificate. So first, SEDPI and QYI Youth Development Webinar, Youth Development Series. This certificate of appreciation is hereby given to Dr. Jayeel Cornelio, guest speaker, for imparting his valuable insights and inspirations to the young community members across Quirino and students under the Diocese of Bayambong Educational System during the webinar project entitled Youth Development Series, held on November 27, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon via Zoom Cloud Meeting and Facebook Live, given this day, November 27, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon. Signed, Gia Carla Martin, Externals Committee Member, Quirino Youth Initiative. Signed, John Millicent G. Blando, the visual artist, member of Quirino Youth Initiative. And so
Much.
thank you very much, Sir Jay.